South Africa tonight on this Friday evening. Now, the ANC has some rather uncomfortable things to talk about this weekend. The finance minister publicly slamming its policy on the Reserve Bank is one of them. And then there's the headache of SAA and Eskom and calls for Pravin Gordhan to step down. Well, Govan Whittles has been watching the story very closely for us, and he's going to tell us what we can expect. Maybe, Govan, good evening. So let's talk about Pravin Gordhan. Are we going to see the NEC discuss these calls for him to go?
Well, not the calls for him to resign, but they will definitely be discussing how he's fared as Public Enterprises Minister. That'll probably take place when they discuss the SOEs and the state of those SOEs. But it's important to note here that in the run-up to the NEC meeting, there have been a number of important calls made. One by the ANC's alliance partner, COSATU, which said that it believed that the president should take action against the Public Enterprises Minister. They didn't say he should step down, though. And then the statement from the veterans, something that we've seen before, the veterans issuing a statement once again defending Pravin Gordhan, saying he's done a stellar job at the Public Enterprises Department, and the problems there are probably as a result of Jacob Zuma's administration. So discussing him directly is probably not going to happen, but his work will definitely be under the microscope.
Well, certainly he has the president firmly behind him, it seems, not bowing to any kind of pressure to actually have him act for those who have made that call. So I wonder how that's going to pan out and what the president is going to have to answer to.
Yeah, the president has publicly defended Pravin Gordhan on 3 occasions at least, saying that he believes he's done an excellent job in his department, Public Enterprises, and he's of course endorsed and elaborated on the direction taken by the Public Enterprise Department, particularly on SOEs such as Eskom, SAA, and now we've seen PRASA under administration, but more importantly Denel as well. And those have really been the cases against which Pravin Gordhan will be tested, but cases which the president believes he's done well on.
So when it comes to issues like the crisis at Eskom and other SOEs as well, are we expecting it only to be around Pravin Gordhan's performance, or are we expecting something more tangible with these crises? I'm going to call it that here.
Well, these crises will certainly be top of the agenda of this NEC meeting, and they will be discussed in detail. I mentioned that Pravin Gordhan will make that presentation to the NEC meeting tomorrow. That'll be a presentation on all the SOEs and essentially how they're doing right now, explaining the problems that they've went through, particularly Eskom, and what the plan is to turn them around. And that is expected to take up most of this NEC's time. Of course, they need to do this because they have an ANC Lekgotla that's coming up. And that Lekgotla will look towards the State of the Nation address. And in that speech, South Africa is waiting to hear from the president what their plans are for SAA, what their plans are for the crisis at Eskom, and whether or not they have a plan to stop load shedding.
Well, I'll tell you, he better pull something out of a hat for that one. Now, Tito Mboweni, I don't know if he's going to receive many handshakes at this meeting, but are they expected to talk about, any kind of disciplinary action against him? It's not the first time he's sort of gone against the grain when it comes to his party, isn't it?
Yeah, he's an outspoken minister, particularly on Twitter, and back from the hiatus, doesn't look like anything has changed online for the minister.
He's just reinvigorated and rejuvenated, yeah.
Completely back to posting about food, albeit in Vilakazi Street this time. But Tito Mboweni made those controversial statements saying that he believed the ANC took the wrong decision by adopting the resolution that the National Reserve Bank should be nationalized. And the ANC put out a statement thereafter condemning his tweet, saying that it doesn't really foster unity. As we spoke to the ANC spokesperson, they think that the statement suffices. There's no need to take any further disciplinary action. But then Tito Mboweni, in, I suppose, classic Tito Mboweni style, putting out a cryptic tweet about the right time to resign as a public office bearer. It doesn't look like he was speaking about himself, but it certainly got the rumor.
Maybe talking about a certain other minister then, Public Enterprises perhaps.
Well,
okay, who knows? Okay, well, you'll be watching things in Irene for us this weekend, so you'll bring us up to speed. That's Govan Whittles. Thanks very much. And